last week brought us a few pieces of good news to the housing market. So here now to tell us what that means for buyers and sellers is Brian Domingos, president of the Fresno Association of Realtors. All right, so interest rates have fallen below 7% for the first time since July.
Yeah,
this is
huge.
Good news, right?
Good, very good news. We're
so
very excited.
what does this mean for the current market, for real estate here in the Central Valley, for buyers and sellers?
Yeah, well, it's really good news for buyers because it's the first time they've had an opportunity to go in and get pre-approved with a rate that's much lower than what we've seen, which is 8. You know, we were working with the highest interest rates that we'd seen in 22 years this year. So this is a much welcomed decrease, and we hope it'll continue into 2024.
And that means that your purchasing power is a little bit stronger.
It's stronger. You qualify for more house.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe you don't buy that much house. You're going to get more for your money, correct?
You are. And, you know, to your point, your personal budget's important.
Yeah.
Work with a lender, kind of run your numbers that you feel comfortable with. But what we're hoping, too, is if the rates continue to go down, that some of the sellers who have decided not to sell because their rate's so good will actually put their property on the market and come in and help provide some more inventory.
I was actually just at an open house over the weekend, and right now is always an interesting time to sell because it's the holidays and a lot of people don't buy property in the holidays, but interest rates just went down.
Yeah, and if you're a seller right now and people are looking at your house, those are the serious buyers. So when you're out at open houses, those people that are looking during the busy time of the holidays, they're serious.
Yes, I'm just interested in what the houses look like, but I might be the anomaly.
Yeah.
Most people who are going through the open house are really looking for a place to live and for something to buy. So let's talk about the Fresno real estate right now. What can you tell us about current list to sold prices? What's the inventory like? What are we looking at?
Yeah, our inventory ticked up a little bit in November over October, about 2.5%, I think. So that's good. A little more options came on the market. Days on market, houses are sitting right around 21 to 25 days.
Okay.
If you're in the metro area, you're about 3 weeks. For the Fresno County is about 25 days. So a little bit more inventory, less interest rates, which means you have a little bit more choices and more buying power. So it's good for buyers, a little more balance. And our supply is up actually.
Yeah.
So we were hovering around 2.2 months supply, and then we just hit 3 months supply in November.
So we're looking good.
Looking good, yeah.
What does that mean for buyers?
It just means there's more balance.
Okay.
So, really tight markets, really tight inventory, which we've seen for years. A healthy market's right around 5 months.
Yeah.
So we're still tight, but we're not as tight, so buyers have more choices.
Okay, so when we go in, we look at this open house, we have our realtor. I have only really been a part of buying one house, and I'm a very small part of it. What should we be asking? How can we make sure that we're asking the right questions, that we have the right knowledge helping us find the right property?
That's a great point. So real estate is very local, and there's lots of choices. We all know a lot of realtors. So when you're working with somebody, you want to make sure that they have, ask them questions about their experience. What's their volume like? How many transactions do they do? What's their local knowledge of a particular area that you're interested in? So, lots of agents specialize in certain parts of town. So asking those questions, how many homes have you sold in this particular neighborhood that I'm really interested in? What's the stats for this area? And then helping that kind of gauge if they're a good person, a good fit to work with you. And then how do they communicate? Of course, other important things about communication style and what you're looking for and what you value. But I think don't be afraid to ask a realtor questions about their experience.
And how does the Fresno Association of Realtors support your members, your member realtors?
Yeah, we have about 4,500, and we're a trade association that's not only helping protect private property rights, but we're really promoting the realtor brand, professional standards, abiding by a code of ethics, and then providing training so that we, when we're out there in the field, we're providing the best value we can to buyers and sellers.
So what value does that give to buyers and sellers?
It gives them more negotiating power. If you have somebody on your side that understands your wants and needs, they're going to go into the transaction with that in mind and help work the best deal for you, whether it be a buyer or a seller. So it's just being informed with more information and hopefully, going into a really stressful process with a little bit more ease, knowing that you've got an advocate by your side.
Yeah, I think asking, and I don't know if I would have asked this because, as a buyer, you're so focused on what you are getting and the specifics about the house and, maybe what your, what the stats are about the house. I don't know if I would have asked a realtor well, how many properties have you sold? How many transactions like this have you done? Because the more transactions you have, sort of the more creative you can get.
Sure, and and don't be afraid of a new realtor either. A lot of them
Yeah.
are plugged into a mentor or have
Sure.
a coach, so they'll bring in the A team to help support them in areas that they may not have the experience. So I wouldn't be afraid of a new realtor. You just ask those questions.
Yeah.
What's your support look like? But yeah, to your point, I mean, it's a big decision. It's a huge financial decision, and there's lots of things happening behind the scenes. I think the National Association of Realtors says we do about 180 different things throughout.
Yeah.
By the time we meet until you get the keys.
Yeah. A lot to do, and so it's always good to have somebody to help support you and kind of take you through that process. Where do you see the real estate market in the next month? When we see you next month, what do you see happening?
Well, in 24, the rates are going to continue. We're hoping to come down. The
Yeah.
Feds have already kind of indicated that. So if we can stay in the 6s, we'd love to be in the 5s. But if those 6s will make a difference from 7 and 8, so I think that we'll be stable. I think 24 we'll just kind of catch our breath and stabilize a little bit, provide buyers and sellers some more normalcy than we've seen, which is a good thing.
And it's election season, so that might be really good for us.
That is very good.
Yeah.
Candidates want good economies and
Yes.
good housing markets. So
Yeah.
we're counting on that too.
So it might be the time to jump in there. We will have all the information on how to get in touch with the Fresno Association of Realtors so you can find a trusted realtor near you. Brian Domingos, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.